Hey, what's going on, everyone? I'm the OPJellicent, and we're back here on Pokemon Showdown. I'm going to be building an OU squad around Kyurem-Black, then I'll be hopping on the ladder to test out the team, make any improvements that I do feel can help out the squad, and the final team will be down below in the description in case you guys do want to try it out. So, looking right at Kyurem-Black right here, absolutely love this thing. It's my second favorite Pokemon, actually. Icium Z Freeze Shock can go ahead and blow through Pokemon like Gastrodon, Ferrothorn, and Chansey. Unfortunately, after you burn that Z move, you're kind of weak to those Pokemon. You really can't break through them with any of your other attacks here, so you really got to time the Z move correctly and make sure they don't protect on it right here. But I really like the other coverage. Earth Power can go ahead and pressure Heatran. Ice Beam is mainly here for a reliable Ice Stab that's not one turn. And then, of course, we have Fusion Bolt right here for our electric type attack to be able to pressure bulky waters like Toxapex, Random Alamamola, I guess. And it's also able to go ahead and Oko Greninja right here, which is definitely very cool. And yeah, very much looking forward to using this today. I think one of the best offensive pairings for Kyurem-Black right off the bat is Specs Keldeo, and you heard me mention those three Pokemon, Chansey, Chansey, Ferrothorn, and Gastrodon. Specs Keldeo can go ahead and blow those all away with Secret Sword right here, so I think this is kind of a necessity with Kyurem-Black. It's just they're so good together right here, so I'll run Choice Specs with Hydro Pump, Secret Sword. I like to run Scald now just because while we do have a Pokemon that can actually pressure Tapu Bulu right here, I figured that burning it could be very good for some of the other Pokemon that we might add later, so I'm going to go ahead and go with Scald. If I find that the power boost is making a difference, might change it to Surf, and then I'm actually going to go ahead and go right here with... Because I'm running Scald, I actually think Icy Wind is okay coverage. I really do not mind running Icy Wind over Hidden Power Poison right here, because Tapu Bulu is resisting the Scald burn anyway, obviously, so... This is fine right here, and offensively these two paired really well together. I'm really looking at the defensive aspect right now. They're both weak to... Well, they're neither of them are ground immunity, so it's definitely a very big deal right here. They're both water-resistant Pokemon, which is definitely very cool. They can both go ahead and pressure Lando, so I like that. In terms of Pokemon that I think can continue to do well right here, obviously... I mean, like a Lele switch in would be really nice. Lele looks like a giant threat to the combination right here, just with Moonblast alone, so... I mean, Spidef steals, right? Something like Jirachi, Heatran, Ferrothorn, all those are options. Now, I actually really like the Ferrothorn option because while these two can take ground-type attacks, after a bit of Rocks Chip, the Rain matchup is actually not very good, so I'm actually going to go with Ferrothorn right here for my Spidef steal. We're going to run a lot of Spidef too. Going to go ahead and run, I believe they run 248, and then 232 here, and then the remainder is in the, obviously, defense right here. So I really like all the Spidef that we have, minus Speed Nature right here, with 0 IVs just for Gyro Ball. And then we'll go ahead and run Leftovers, obviously. So I believe the Spidef actually allows us to take 2 Scarf HP Fires from Lele, which is very cool. We'll go right here with Gyro Ball, Power Whip, Leech Seed, and what I'm actually going to do right here is leave this fourth move blank. It's either going to be Stealth Rocks or Spike. If I add a Rocker later, I'll go ahead and make this a Spikes user. If I do not add a Rocker, then I will go ahead and make this a Rocks user right here. So, in terms of Megas, let's actually look at those right now. So, in terms of cool Megas that I could use alongside these Pokemon right here, I mean, Ground Spam is still looking like a problem, so maybe a Ground Immunity could be cool. Is there any prominent Ground Immunity that could actually help this team out defensively? I mean, like, Lottie could be cool, but the Dragon would overlap, so I'm not sure how much I like that. Pidgeot could be a cool idea, getting U-turn momentum into these two Pokemon. What prominent ground types are actually on the tier right now, besides Landorus T? Obviously, Mega Swampert's a thing. Are there anything else that's that threatening right here, besides those two? I guess Drill, yeah, Drill's definitely a thing right now, like Sashly Drill. I've definitely seen Sand Drill running around a little bit more than I used to, so that's something that I do have to keep in mind. So what Megas can go ahead and check all that is what I have to wonder right here. Mega Scizor looks great, being able to go ahead and help my Ferrothorn take those Fairy and Psychic type attacks while also preventing SD Excadrill from being too big of an issue. Could also be a defogger for the team for Kyurem-Black. I like the idea, it also provides a Volt turn momentum. Let's go ahead and do that. I haven't actually used Mega Scizor. I did a team build around it last week, I believe, but since then I haven't actually used the Pokemon, so we're going to go ahead and go with a very defensive spread of 248, 252, 8. And we'll go ahead and run minus special attack, obviously. No point in running minus speed when I don't really plan on running any special attacks anyway. So we'll go with U-turn, Defog, Bullet Punch, and Roost. That's fine. This isn't going to be an SD set. I do want the Defog support for Kyurem right here, so that can definitely be very valuable. I like the U-turn momentum into these two right here too. This is basically a physical breaker, even though we have Ice Beam and Earth Power. Its attack stat is so strong right here. So this is kind of a physical one. This is a special one. So I like that combination too. What do I want to continue adding here? Is there anything else? So we have a Bulu check on the team now. Previously, SD Bulu could be a threat if I burn the Z move because Ice Beam doesn't actually Oko Bulu from full. Superior checks, we have 2 of those now. Feeny could be a problem. Feeny, like with Taunt and whatnot, could actually be a big threat here. Yeah, that thing looks like an issue. What would check Feeny though? Like, I guess not a lot checks Feeny. I guess Ferrothorn would be like my Feeny check, right? Even though it hates taking Nature's Madnesses, so that's the thing. I don't want to go triple steal and add a Magnezone or anything like that. I think perhaps just I could make this SD Scizor and go Defog Torn instead. I don't have a Z yet, do I? No, I do have a Z. So I'll go Helmet Torn. This is kind of a Cortana check anyway, so I'm not sure how much I actually like that idea. Fire type could be cool. Volcarona, Victini. All options that we can consider, of course. I kind of like the combination of SD Scizor and then Defog Torn with a Rocky Helmet instead. I think that pivot could be good because it would provide me with an actual ground immunity, which I think is very valuable. So we're going to do that. We're going to make this the Swords Dance set right here. I know I said no Swords Dance Sweeper, but it's nice to have another win condition on the team. And then we'll run the Torn spread right here with max HP and then max speed. I actually think they run 248 just so you can switch into rocks. Not sure how Regenerator works with that. I don't know if you want to run it even or odd HP stat, but I'll go ahead and run Rocky Helmet right here. So secondary cart check, ground immunity is very good too. Hurricane. Let me make sure I finish this first. And then we'll run minus attack. Knock off, U-turn. Defog, that looks good to me right here. So standard Torn moveset, but we have the defensive spread right here over the one that I would run on Flynium Z, which should be something like this right here. And then we would put the 4 in defense. I like this better for this sort of build right here, just because I want pivots for this team right here too. So let's go ahead and run. Where did I have this at? I believe I had it in defense just for cart and any weaknesses that I have to patch up right here. Any glaring weaknesses. No Ghost Resist is an interesting thing right here. Reliable ways to break through Chansey, SD Scizor and Keldeo, so that's not a problem. Celesteela looks a little bit tough to break for this team. I mean, I guess Keldeo and Fusion Bolt Kyurem-Black would be my best bets. We don't have a Scarfer either, do we? I would love some sort of Scarfer just for late game cleaning. I guess, I mean, a cart of our own could be cool because it could go ahead and I would speed opposing Blacephalon, which is like one of the more prominent attackers for Ghost in the tier. The other option would be like a Lele. Now, I would have to be careful with the Bullet Punch, obviously, but I like the Lele option too. Scarf Lele looks very viable here. And I think that could actually be a cool late game cleaner. Let's do that. I know this team is kind of destroyed by Blacephalon. I already see it at preview, but like ideally we don't run into too many. It's not the most common Pokemon right here, and in this meta with so many threats, you can only check so many things, right? So we can potentially beat that thing anyway if like we can get in Torn safely. I'm pretty sure max HP Torn takes 2 Shadow Balls if rocks aren't up, so that could be good. And then if they give us a knockoff or anything like that, that could be very helpful. So let's run Lele right here with a Scarf. So we have a Keldeo check, a Greninja check and Keldeo and Ferrothorn, so that's definitely very helpful. I'll go right here with Psychic, Moonblast, Hidden Power, Fire. Like, Psyshock is good, but you really can't 2-hit KO Chansey unless you knock off its Violite with the Choice Scarf set, so I figured that I would just go ahead and run Hidden Power Fire right here and Focus Blast. You run both because really you don't want to risk Focus Blast against Ferrothorn. You Hidden Power Fire that, whereas Focus Blast is good for Heatran, so I definitely think that option is very solid. So EVs have been used, abilities are correct. I don't want to get my abilities wrong, because I always do. This is going to be our Stealth Rocker. And yeah, that's going to be the squad right here. So let's go ahead and get right into today's games. Okay, I got a game right here, and my opponent's team is exceptionally weak to Kyurem. I gotta predict the Toxapex coming in like every time though and go for Fusion Bolt, which is very tough indeed. Aerodactyl looks like what they would want to lead with right here. I actually think Scarf Psychic is a very possible endgame too. I need damage on Mawile and Celesteela, but I guess maybe AV Tang too. I think here I can just lead off with this, and I mean they would taunt turn 1, so I would go for Gyro Ball here. Tangrowth is interesting. It's actually this set. I don't mind taking a hit with this, do I? I'm just gonna go for Rocks. Yeah, like that does nothing, wow. And I mean in this scenario what I can actually do here is, would they be Sleep Powder on this set? I don't know if that, I think there might be Sleep Powder. I don't want to switch out. If I'm switching out for sleep, I'm gonna go Torn. Okay, so they're going for rocks here. Yeah, so I'm just gonna U-turn. And then get in... Honestly, just Lele and Psychic, right? If Celesteela comes out, what do I go on that? I'm just gonna Psychic here. I don't think they would risk me being any other set. They do go Celesteela, so I'm getting damage on this right away, which is really helpful. I'm gonna pivot to Ferrothorn here to prevent a Leech Seed, and then what I'm gonna do is get in Torn on the Flamethrower, and this gives me the knock that I want. Because getting rid of this thing's leftovers is amazing for my Lele, because I can go ahead and pressure it with Psychic later. And because I know it's Fizz-Def Torn, that's really helpful too. I'll go for U-turn here on the arrow, yeah. Pretty obvious switch-in by my opponent there. So I don't really want to continue taking a Rock Chip with this thing. I think right here, Scizor makes some sense. Scizor and what though, like... I don't know what this Aerodactyl is. It's probably Sash, right? And then the Z would be Landorus, I guess. I think I'm gonna go Scizor here, I think. I feel like Lele... Not going Lele would be a mistake, wouldn't it? I'm gonna go Scizor. I really don't think I want to take another Rock Switch in with my Lele here. I'm gonna go for the... Just the U-turn is fine. If this thing gets weakened, it's okay. They go hard Pex, interestingly. This gives me either Kyurem or Lele. Kyurem, I would be risking a burn. If I don't get burnt on Kyurem, that would be so good in this scenario. Okay, I'm gonna get in Lele here. As much as I hated taking this, as much as I didn't want to take this hit right here, I'm gonna double to Kyurem this turn on the Steela, yeah, because I need to maintain pressure here. Did they show Protect earlier? They did not, so they could have it. I'm gonna go right here for Fusion Bolt because it covers both Pex and them staying in. I wouldn't anticipate Landorus T comes in here because I could just Icium Z, right? They decide to go for Protect, so they do have Protect. Okay, amazing. This could be where I go for my Icium Z. I don't think they're going... They shouldn't go Pex here. I'm gonna Icium Z this turn. If you go hard Pex, then... Like, I wouldn't agree with it. Pex is your Keldeo check. Like, I know you're Fizz-Def Tango, so it's not gonna take water type attacks. Yeah, you go Landorus here in an attempt to get in on the Fusion Bolt, and that's amazing for me because... Okay, this thing comes in. I think I just sack off Sizz here. Actually, a Ferrothorn is more expendable. It's actually a Roost set, interestingly. I didn't really anticipate that. Tang comes in, okay. So this thing's already shown to have HP Fire. Man, they're really going to struggle with my Kyurem now. Like, Kyurem has a field day here. I think I just go for Gyro Ball. Because I can take one of those and weaken this for Kyurem. So now Kyurem comes in and something's gonna die. Actually, I don't think there's a way around it. Something's dying here. I just Ice Beam here. If that thing comes out, I Fusion Bolt. And they like have to dance around it basically, which is not gonna help them at all. Like, they have to sack a Pokemon, then get in Mawile, I think, is their play. Or they just go hard Mawile and take 40% with this. That's totally cool with me. That's damage for Lele's Psychic, so... I mean, yeah, hooray, I'll take that. I think here I just go... So even if they SD up, Keldeo can easily take one hit. I don't want to risk Torn because it's my Defogger, so I'm going to go Scizor here. Is Scizor a mistake? Scizor can't break through any of these two, that's the thing. Selly Pex. I think I go Scizor. Scizor a mistake? Tough call here. It is HP Fire tank, so that makes me value Scizor a little bit less. Sucker. So they anticipated Earth Power right there. So I don't know if they would have enough speed investment for this. They would go for Fire Fang here, so I'll U-turn out on the Pex. Okay. My Rock Setter is dead, theirs is still alive. I'm just gonna Psychic here. I've doubled so many times, I don't know if they'll actually do it again. Like, Celesteela is going to be so pressured by coming in. So they just go Celesteela. I get a really big crit there because that's amazing damage for things that I have in the back. Healthy is that Aerodactyl. That Aerodactyl is so annoying. It keeps on roosting and keeping healthy. Yeah, so I mean, I guess my crit's not going to matter here. I'll go Kyurem on this turn because I want to prevent the Leech Seed recovery. And yeah, this just gives me a Fusion Bolt now. And finally, I think Kyurem's going to kill something this time. Or at least put a huge dent in this, which would be amazing. Which they can't let me put a huge dent in this. I don't think that's something they can afford. Mawile attempts to get sacked. I mean, Torn's knockoff is going to be amazing late game. I can't sack this off. I'm going to go Scizor again. Yeah, I can't sack off my Kyurem. I think I should be faster than this. They don't run 186. I'm pretty sure they reach 177, so I'm going to U-turn here. Pex comes in, okay. Celesteela. Okay, they actually didn't go for the Leech Seed. Amazing. So here what I can do is just go for a knockoff. Like, this is not going to help them. Something's getting knocked here. I guess Aerodactyl would come in, so I'm just going to U-turn. And train's going down, huh? I'm going to go out into this here and just click U-turn. On the Pex, this gives me Lele again, and this Celesteela is so weak now. I think this thing is to win. I hated taking so many rock switch-ins with this, but I think I might be able to do this anyway. Aerodactyl goes down. They're going to get in Celesteela here and get that Leech Seed off. I think in order to prevent maximum recovery, I sack off Kyurem here. I sack off Kyurem. No, Kyurem can win on its own in this endgame here. I just sack off my Torn, I think. Does Scizor have any value to me? No, I'm gonna go Scizor. They're not actually going for the attack that I'm expecting, though. That's an interesting thing. I'm gonna U-turn out here into Keld, I think. I'm gonna go Torn. Ah, they got it. Okay. A little bit of a blunder by me. But I still think Kyurem-Black just has fun in this endgame. I don't think there's anything my opponent can do. Okay, so they knock me out. I finally get in Kyurem on 1%. Something's dying again. I guess Mawile would be their sack. I go for Fusion Bolt here. They can't give me Celesteela. They're going to lose to Lele. Unless they actually anticipate they can take this hit. Takes a little bit too much there. I'll go for Ice Beam this time. Knock that Pokemon out. That thing dies on entry. Yep, so I think I broke this team. Yep, we're able to go ahead and win right there. Super tedious game, but I think I did what I had to. I played the long game and it worked out for me. And I'll be right back with another one. Alright, I got another game right here. We got some nice bulky offense right here. Double Fairy is going to be a little bit threatening. I think I keep Ferrothorn healthy just for Magearna and maybe use Scizor as my Lele pivot here. And maybe just use Torn for Kartana. That's what I'm thinking right here. In terms of my win con, not a lot of options. Keldeo breaking just looks really nice here. And Kyurem can basically get a kill with its Z move. They wouldn't go hard Magearna if that's a win con. I think it's actually Vest Magearna because they don't have an Ash Ninja switch in otherwise, so those are things that I noticed right away. I think as a lead here, they would lead either Lele because they see that it does okay here, or Landorus T for rocks right away. So I'm going to lead Kyurem-Black. I think that last game showed Kyurem-Black's full potential against Balance. Like, it's so good against Balance. Being able to go ahead and break Selipex's Tang, Heatran, anything like that is so good. So, I mean, here they could go Magearna. This shouldn't be a Sash lead, so I'm just going to Sub-Zero Slammer right away. Like, if you were a Sash lead, you would be more offensive than this in my eyes, so if they want to give me damage in Magearna, that would be amazing for Lele, and I really want to capitalize on that, so I guess I am -1. Is it even worth it? I'm going to use the Z move later. It is a Sash lead. Okay, thankfully I didn't use the Z move. I'm glad I thought that through, because I didn't actually realize the Intimidate went through. Okay, they give me a Landorus T in exchange for that. This Mawile is a problem. That thing's a threat. I think Scizor... If I want to not lose to Kartana, I just keep Scizor at full. That's the way I'm seeing this. Magearna comes in. Are they going for game now? I mean, Ferrothorn's my counter. That is a Focus Blast. You guys think they can hit 2 of them? That would be crazy. Yeah, nobody hits 2 Focus Blasts. You know, the chance of hitting 2 Focus Blasts is actually like 40%, I think. Now, if they miss this next one, that's hacks, but I'll acknowledge that. They do hit the next one. Okay, so good for them. They're able to go ahead and nail their attack there. I need to weaken this somehow, and then get in Keld. Scizor can weaken it, not a ton. I think I'm just going to let Kyurem-Black go down. Trick Room, okay. They actually... Who hits that many Focus Blasts? That's crazy. Okay, I needed to miss this one, please. Okay, thankfully they clicked Thunderbolt and not Focus Blast. Give me that. Okay, this is still winnable. I think it's just unnecessarily hard now because of all that just happened. I just let Scizor go down. They interestingly click Thunder Punch. Like, I'm not going hard Torn. That's my Kartana check. I could have actually roosted there, which is crazy. So the thing is, I don't want them SDing up, but at the same time, they're going to be in Lele range if I Bullet Punch again, so I'm just going to do this. Yeah, that's not going to matter. They can't Sucker Punch Lele here. So they just gave me another Pokemon for no reason is essentially what just happened. And in fact, if I Bullet Punch again, they're in range of Moonblast, so I don't even have to predict this. Yep. Get in Lele here, click Moonblast, because they're in range now. They cannot Sucker Punch this. So that thing goes down. I guess their own Lele would be their best option here, right? Unless it's Scarf Cart, in which case, yeah, they have to go Lele. I'm just playing off these ties. Oh, they just choked. That's going to go down. Yep. Kartana in. I go Torn here on Smart Strike. That's probably Scarf. I just go for Hurricane. Then I get in this. I click Secret Sword. And then, can I lose to Leaf Blade? I just lost to Leaf Blade. Yeah. Unfortunately, where did I make that mistake with Torn? I let Torn go down to the Smart Strike. I think had I sacked my Lele there, then gone Torn, would I have won? I would have to hit a Hurricane. No, I would have won, because all I would have had to do is sack that, go Keldeo, click the Secret Sword. No, I think I lose anyway. Torn should go down. I don't know, but that's going to be that game right there. We didn't lose too much ELO, which is definitely very cool. And I'll be right back with another game. Okay, so looking back, I definitely messed up my end game in the last one right there. Definitely should have slowed down through the whole thought process that my Torn is the Kartana counter and switched it out on that turn they doubled to Gren, but unfortunately I did not do that. I would have had to rely on Hurricane hitting anyway in the position that I would be in, but it's better than just outright losing, I guess. Let's go ahead and move on though, can't get too stressed out about that. This guy is very weak to Lele after I get rid of, or at least weaken Magearna. I like the Keldeo lead here. I do not like the Zapdos lead by them. I'm gonna go Kyurem. Okay, they Thunderbolt. They don't Discharge, thankfully. That thing, Discharge would be annoying. Let's throw off this Icium Z because they're switching to Magearna, and if they switch in Magearna, Psychic's gonna have some fun, so... In fact, what I'm gonna do here is Earth Power, just for my Magearna, just for my Lele. They go for Trick Room, amazing, because now this thing's in range of Scizor. In fact, I don't need Scizor here, it doesn't break through anything, so... I guess it is my check to that. I don't need Ferrothorn here, Ferrothorn is terrible. HP Fire is interesting. I mean, they can have it. Actually, outslow them. So, yeah, I think Lele Psychic is just gonna destroy this guy. I don't even know if they knock me out. I outspeed here, actually, because I can just get up my rocks. And then get this in range of... Yeah, get this in range of my Psychic here. Psychic's the win con. They Dragon-tailed. I don't know what my opponent's doing. So if they give me this Garchomp, I mean Kyurem just has fun too. So I knock that out. If they have to go Cart and be Scarf. That's their play here. Kyurem? First of all, they're an odd HP. They're an even HP Kyurem. I just saw it take 25% instead of 24. You really live this? Oh, they do. Okay, well, I'm not staying in. I'm going Scizor here. Yeah, and that's probably Scarf Iron Head. So it's probably a speed tie right there, too. So I'm glad I didn't risk that. I'll just go for U-turn here on probably Zap coming in. Yeah, they don't static para. Let's get in again, claim another kill here. Gotta be careful, because I don't want to get swept by Cart again. My Scizor just took a hit. Yep, goodbye. Something tells me they're not Scarf Cart, because they're... I don't think this is Scarf Cart. Oh, they are Scarf Cart, interesting. But I think I'd just go with Scizor now, and proceed to U-turn here. Are they really double Scarf? Okay, well, they give me the cart. That's really confusing. I think I messed up with my Lele, but why are they double Scarf? This Kyurem-Black cannot beat me. Yeah, it wasn't Scarf Kyurem. I was under the assumption that it was Scarf Kyurem. I guess maybe I shouldn't assume. Yeah, Venusaur comes in. I guess if they're Sleep Powdered Growth, that's not going to help them. I want Kyurem-Black to get this last kill. Yep. I don't think I'm gonna get I don't think Kyurem-Black can safely get it. Just Ice Beam. It'll do a good amount. It's not especially tech invested, but it should be able to break through this thing. Yeah, Leech Seed's not gonna help them. That's going to be that game. So, I mean, it wasn't Scarf Kyurem, they were just going off the roll, I guess, but we're able to go ahead and win that game right there, which is definitely very cool. Get back to where we were before, which is very helpful. I'm glad I took that one a little bit more slowly. I think that was a very chokeable game too, but after messing up my Lele, I was still able to go ahead and win in the end, so very happy about that, and I'll be right back with another one. Alrighty, got another game right here up against Visual Eye, who I've actually seen his videos before. I've actually battled him in the past, and he actually beat me down with the Swords Dance Scolipede, so hopefully we can go ahead and pull back right here. The matchup is looking pretty bad with the whole Dragonite Magearna, but maybe we can make it work with Kyurem-Black just breaking. I mean, so their lead right here should be Garchomp, so I'll lead off here with Keld. I want to get my rocks up though, and I don't know if they would let me do that right away. That's why I'm leading Keld. I think Heatran would be their lead to prevent Nyhrox, because Nyhrox would be super bad for them. So I guess it's maybe Sash lead Garchomp plus just set up Dragonite. Yeah, so this is why I led this. I can go ahead and just Icy Wind here. If they're not Sash, it dies. If they are Sash, then it should be able to live. Their safest pivot right here is either AV Mag or Tangrowth, so Magearna comes in, 5% looks Assault Vest. I don't have a switch into Volt Switch, huh? Yeah, they go for Volt. So I know the Magearna is AV now, which is helpful. Heatran is going to hit the field here. Yeah, as what I want to do against Heatran is... I don't know which item, that's tough. I don't value... I do value Ferrothorn. I'm really tempted to Rocks here, expecting theirs. Yeah, I should have Roxed. Like, that would have been huge. Especially because they can probably just Z-move here and knock me out, but I'm going to Defog. They go back to Garchomp, so, I mean, I live a Stone Edge and I can just Hurricane this down for a bit. Nice, so they actually give me damage, interestingly. I think I value... So Torn's Helmet's chip is nice. I'm going to Hurricane again. If I was Flyinium Z, that would be amazing here, but I think he knows that I'm a more bulky spread based on that damage. Yeah, okay, so there's the roll. They're able to knock out the first Pokemon in this game. Getting killed here. I think it's Fizdef Tang, so I could be fine against that, maybe. I'll just Scald here. Yeah, it is Fizdef Tang, huh? They're going to double to Heatran. I'm so tempted to double. I'm going to go Ferrothorn. They go for Knock. Okay, so I finally get my Rocks up, which is what I've been waiting to do this entire match. Yep, so this comes in. Wow, this Keldeo is super spammable against their team. I'm going to Hydro Pump, because it'll 2-hit KO Tang and pressure Magearna for Lele. I don't mind this. I just want the hit. Come on, don't miss Keldeo. Okay, so as long as I hit this one, I'll still knock them out. Okay, goodbye. Yeah, this Keldeo is really good in this game, now that I look at it. I'm worried about Dragonite. So they know I'm Specs. Dragonite comes out. I think it's okay to risk Lele here, because they're going to Dragon Dance, and this allows me to get the Scarf Moonblast off, and ideally knock them out. If not, put them in Bullet Punch range. They should switch out here, knowing that I'm Scarf, yeah. But that's good damage anyway, is my mindset. Let's get this guy in. Really good Focus Blast. I don't think it's going to matter, though. I just Gyro Ball. They hit 2 in a row. That's crazy. Wow, I think had I missed one of those, I would have just won with my Keld, but unfortunately, that's not how this worked out. Okay, thankfully they miss a Flare Cannon, which is, you could say it's justice, but they hit 2 Focus Blasts. And like, all I need is damage on this for Keldeo, and I think I'll be fine anyway. So that thing goes down. Mawile has to come out. Yeah, and I have no business letting this set up a Swords Dance. I just go for Earth Power. They play off me, right? Then I go Keld here. Click Scald, I think. Scald's fine. This is a bulky Dragonite team. That's interesting. They actually go hard D-Knight. I don't really get that one. Let's go Scizor. On the Roost. Okay, so this gives me the slow U-turn that I want. Into my Lele. This bulky D-Knight's going to be a problem, actually. I need to be careful. I think Icy Wind is a good endgame here, potentially. I don't know if they're going to actually Dragon Dance or what's happening here. This is a little bit problematic. They go Heatran. Okay, so I get Keld back in. And how much did that Scald do? I mean, they protect first. I'm just going to Hydro Pump. I need to try to 2-hit KO that Dragonite. It's going to come back in pretty low, and that's the mindset here. So I'm going to Hydro Pump. If they switch out into anything that's not Dragonite, I get a kill. They do go Dragonite, I miss. Oh my god. Okay, I mean, they missed their Flare Cannon. Fair. Let's go Sizz. On the Earthquake, okay. This allows me to get the U-turn out. Okay, I'm just going to Scald this time. I don't think I need to predict anymore because that Dragonite's going to come in super low. And if I burn it, then it's definitely over, I think. Yeah, I got the burn. Meaning, I think my play here is to go Scizor, and yeah, Scizor. Then, once again, U-turn out to prevent Dragon Dances from being too big of an issue. Yeah, because this has to come back in. I just Scald here. What endgame are they going for? So because Dragonite is going to be... It'll come back at, what, 55? Okay, they give me this, interestingly. Then they go Dragonite. I don't know what that maneuver was all about. I'll go Lele here. I think Lele is worth it this time. No, Lele... I'm gonna go Lele this time. Yep, on the Roost, and this gives me a Psychic. Psychic's gonna hurt this. It can't really touch me back because of the burn. Heatran's not gonna appreciate the Psychic. They sack off the Mawile, okay. Which means Heatran comes back here. Keldeo. Toxic, okay. So Hydro Pump is the guaranteed win. I also think Scald is just a guaranteed win too. Just due to the health percentage of that Pokemon. I gotta be careful with this Keld. Yeah, I gotta keep Keld just for that Heatran. Meaning, I'm gonna go hard Lele here. On the roost. Okay, so I get in again. Nice. Here I go for Psychic. They would have to go hard Heatran again. Or I guess Sack Tang. Okay. Interesting Tang Sack. So I play Stay in here for the damage. Lava Plume. Okay. Lava Plume it up. This is gonna come down to me hitting Hydro Pumps. Maybe even a Focus Blast. Yep, I'm going for this. This is my win con. I need to hit the Hydro Pumps twice, and then I win with the Focus Blast, I think. Did I just miss the first one? Yeah, that's game. Is it game? Oh, yeah, now it's definitely game. GG, I'm going to go ahead and forfeit that one. Unfortunately, it just came down to hitting Attack Sword there. I think if I 2-would KO and then hit the Focus Blast, I could win, but at the same time, that's not really much of a win condition. Oh, Visualize really high on the ladder right there, so that is going to be that. I'll be right back with another game. Okay, I got another game right here. A few regrets about never clicking Icy Wind in the last game. I was just kind of too scared to. I figured eventually he would have to stay in, right? But he always went Dragonite, which was unfortunate for me. But I think this will be our last game. My opponent's running... This is Trick Room. They have a Necrozma, they have a Mawile, but then they have a lot of fast stuff too. I think Lele has a lot of fun here, just clicking Moonblast. I also think Kyurem-Black Lead is just fine. So this is going to be Sash. I'm just going to Ice Beam it. I think on this team, it definitely looks Sash to me. It actually screams Sash, I'm not going to lie. And then, yeah, there's the Sash. Can I freeze him? I never freeze Ice Beams. Rock Tomb, that's not fun. Yeah, they'll get a proc, that's fine. Rock Tomb's cool tech. I usually only see that on Drill, but... I mean, it's cool on Lando, too. Tapu Koko comes in. I'll go Ferrothorn here on that. I mean, they're just going to taunt, so I'm just going to try to get up rocks, I guess. Like, stall out a screen turn. Might as well, right? And then... You guys think they actually have an electric move? I don't know if they would have an electric... I'm just going to defog. Actually, they're just going to taunt again, so I'm just going to U-turn. They taunt here. They don't go for the U-turn. Yep, they taunt, so I'm stalling out their screen turns effectively here. Because now what I get to do is go back into this. Click the Stealth Rocks again here. And this is effectively stalling out the screen turns. Yep, there's a taunt. Their screen turns are down to 3 and then 5. This is where that U-turn would come out, huh? I'll Power Whip here. Yeah, that takes some chip. So they definitely don't have an electric move on that Koko. I should run like Mental Herb Ferrothorn sometime just for this. That would be cool to see. So is Necrozma another screen setter? Oh, I missed, which is kind of bad, actually. I needed that damage a little bit. Would have been nice. They can have that. Then I get in... Lily's HP Fire. I don't know if that kills or not. Keldeo... Let's call Keld. If Keldeo takes a +4 Sucker Punch, I'm going out into that here. Against Mawile. Sucker Punch +4. Yeah, okay, so... Let's try this. Oh, that's the wrong play. That's the screen still up. Okay, let's click Scald. Nice, okay. Thankfully, my opponent did not click right away. That would have been a little bit bad. Tapu Koko comes out. Gonna go for that screen, obviously, so might as well attack it. And then 2-hit KO it maybe? Nope, they're gonna get up screens later because I did not 2-hit KO there. That's pretty bad. Okay, thankfully they just sack it off. They're going for Como-O, I think. I mean, I just go hard Lele, right? Like, I can't let them actually sweep with that. That Necrozma is actually going to be a threat. That thing's a problem. Yeah, if it has proper coverage, I could lose to Necrozma. If it's like Rock Polish Calm Mind. They try Surf first, interestingly. Oh, it's Sub-Glare. Yeah, it's the Sub-Glare set. So their screen turns are going to go away here, which is cool. Don't know how much is going to help me in the long run of things. I just need to get out of here with them not being behind a screen and I'll be fine. If they're behind a screen, I gotta sack off Scizor to break it. Assuming they have HP Fire, I would have to Bullet Punch. Okay, they decide to go for Leaf Storm. I'm just gonna Gyro Ball here on the Glare. There's a full para right away. Yeah, now they're just gonna sub until I get paired. There it is. Yeah, this is what I was talking about. I'm gonna have to use my Scizor here. Hit this up with a Bullet Punch. Then I just gotta hope this kills, which it's not going to. It's this thing. Yeah, Serp, they Glare though. Yeah, I just gotta hope I dodge Leaf Storm, I guess. Yeah. If I didn't start it here, I can actually win. Miss. They Glared, okay. Yeah, now this thing comes in, and that's gonna be that. Commonium Z, let's get out of there. We lose to Hyper Offense too. I'm just gonna go ahead and end it off right there. Unfortunately, we have kind of a sad end to what was kind of a pretty nice early live right there. I believe we finished 2-3, which is definitely very sad. Had a lot of good games though. I definitely think that game against Visual Eye, that one game that took like 9 minutes and it was super tedious for me to break. I think that was the first one. Those were definitely very good ones. So, did hope you all enjoyed. The team will be down below in the description in case you guys do want to try it out. And I'll see you next time. Later.